Appreciate you, brother.
Let's go. All right, so we're jumping into a ton of value. How many people are feeling good today? Yeah, you guys good? You still with me? Still with me? I love your hat, by the way. What's your name? Albert with the hat. Give it up for Albert. That's definitely hat of the day. Hat of the Day award goes to Albert. Congratulations. You receive essentially nothing but a high five, digital high five for Albert. Oh, you guys doing the microphone thing again? Come on. Oh, I'm on top of it now. I need just like a mute switch, like a foot box, like I used to have for my guitar. Just mute one, turn on number two. Who knows what I'm talking about? Anybody? Too advanced? Somebody? A looper pedal people? No, we're all investors, douche. All right, so our next speaker is renowned for making knowledge sexy. She is a female speaker. Where my females at? Come on now. She raised over $75 million in capital for advancements at institutions like Stanford, Columbia, and the University of Hong Kong. She has expertly closed over 77 deals totaling $47 million in equity shared profits and transformative transactions. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Amber Kandarian!
I get it. I get it.
Can we turn it up? I want that song. Can we do that song one more time? This is like the greatest song to intro this talk. Okay, hey guys, I'm Amber Rose. Grateful to be here today. Okay, we got the slides up in here. My name's Amber Rose. I work with Lady Shark Holdings, She Shark Ventures, the Prospect Group, and Massey's Holdings. And Anthony has asked me to talk to you guys about raising capital to build your real estate empire. So how many of you guys have juicy deals that you assigned, but you wanted to keep it and take it down on your own? Have you guys ever had things like that happen where you get a juicy deal and you're like, yo, this investor is going to make a shitload of money. I want to get in on this, but you can't? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to do a little quick overview on private capital. So private capital, I want to get this right. Let me just set this here. So private capital is, I got a note card. I came prepared. Private capital is a source of money that comes from an individual, not a bank or other financial institution. It is positioned in two ways: as a loan, debt, or ownership equity. So in a nutshell, private equity is basically the unconventional money that we can tap in through our network to fund deals. So this is a way for us to collaborate with our community to close juicy deals that a bank might not be able to lend to us, or the bank might be lending us money on a deal and the numbers are too expensive, right? The money's too expensive. So that's kind of what I'm going to get in today. Am I too loud? We're good? You can hear me okay? All right. I want to just make sure. Okay. So what is private capital? I just touched on that. When do we want to use it? Just touched on that. So prerequisites. So for private capital, I think it's very important. Some of you guys are just getting into the game. Some of you guys have been in the game for a while. It's very important where you're essentially getting money from your community. You're getting money from friends, families, people that have retirement accounts like IRAs. You can essentially take that money from your relatives, from your friends, from your network, self-directed IRAs, and let them invest that into your real estate deals. So for me personally, like I've had a lot of family members who were not happy with the way that their retirement accounts were performing, and they wanted to get in on some of our real estate deals, our flips, our new construction projects, our buy and holds. The numbers that the bank loans were giving us weren't really that great. So we collaborated with people in our community, with family members, to make things like that happen. So prerequisites, make sure when you guys have deals, you understand the game, right? You really understand the underwriting, you understand the market, because the last thing you want to do is is raise capital from your community, and then you lose all their money, and then suddenly you're blacklisted, your reputation goes down the drain because you didn't really know what you were doing, right? So, prerequisites. Another thing, too, I think that's very important about private capital is actually, let's go into the deal provider. I'm going to kind of like lay out what I'm talking about as we go. Oh, did my mic drop? We're good? Okay. So, one of the interesting things and important things, the formula of private capital, I think, is the deal provider. So, a lot of you guys in here, raise your hand if you guys have deals that need investing in, like that need to be taken down, right? So a lot of people here, if you're a deal provider, that essentially means that you have a juicy deal that you would like to flip, or it's essentially an added a value add deal. So a deal provider is when you have the deal and you're going to be able to see it all the way through, and you need a cash provider. So it's very important, I think, if you are the deal provider, that you understand the deal inside and out, and then you can basically attract your cash provider. So the next thing we have is cash providers, and I'm so sorry, I'm like blinking on my slides here, guys. Thanks for your patience. The cash provider is going to be the person who brings the capital. So this could be your family members, this could be friends. And where do we find cash providers? A lot of people in this room could be your cash providers if you have a deal that you'd like to flip, that you'd like to add value to and take down. For me, in my personal experience, I like to attract cash providers into my network to take down deals with their money story. So what that means is, when I meet somebody who is very successful, right? Like their net worth is incredibly high, I like to ask them, how did you get there? What is the story? Like, how did you achieve your success? And a lot of these individuals will tell me their story, and then as they flip it around, they'll ask me, who are you and what do you do? And I'll tell them I'm a real estate investor. We'll get to talking, we'll build the relationship, and because I'm interested in them and I'm helping them and I'm trying to get into their community, they naturally usually come back around and ask us to invest in our deals. So one of the most interesting things that I've noticed in this field is, instead of going out and asking for money on deals, we're constantly in the community showing what kinds of real estate projects we're doing, and people naturally ask us, right? A lot of people have retirement accounts or they have equity in their houses that they'd love to invest in real estate deals because they want to see higher returns. And that's one of the most incredible things that I think we have as deal providers, if that's what you choose to be, where you can attract money from your community, and it's a double bottom line, right? So not only are you making money on fix and flips by borrowing money from your relatives, from your friends, from your community, but you're also able to make them money as well. And I think that's one of the most interesting things is, if it's difficult for you to raise capital for a juicy deal that you want to take down yourself, you can go out into your community and help both people benefit. Don't be in a race. Put deals together with integrity, honesty, and longevity. Play the long game. This is important. So I think today our culture is very much about instant gratification, right? It's about getting as much money as we can, as quick as we can, and not thinking about the consequences if we don't fully understand what we're doing. So I think it's important to play the long game. I think it's important to collaborate with people who are like-minded. Make sure we're collaborating with people that understand what they're doing, who have track records. I know, it's very important for us to find mentors. Anthony is one of our greatest mentors. I think he has a mastermind. Him and Jason have a mastermind coming up. And it was really helpful for us to go into different areas of the real estate market that we didn't know by partnering up with people like Anthony and Jason. Okay, we're gonna go to the next slide. I really love this quote. So I used to work on mega yachts, and I kind of watched these people, these titans. I mean, these people owned like 21 airports, not airlines, airports. And I watched them, and I got to learn a lot from them. And one of the biggest things I took away from them was money talks and wealth whispers. And that when you guys are out there trying to raise capital, if somebody's really showy and they're telling you about how they have millions and millions of dollars and, the returns, they're getting like 50, tons of returns, sometimes these people are not actually who they say they are. I think it's important to really look at people's actions in this industry, in the capital space. One thing that's really, really interesting and exciting that we're working on right now, so we are cash providers and we're deal providers, and we also have a project going with a company called Deep Blocks out of Miami. It's an artificial intelligence software that essentially pulls all of the public data, census data, zoning data, any sort of public data dealing with real estate, and it uses artificial intelligence to figure out the future in real estate. So with this software, Deep Blocks, we're able to look at the data, and it shows us the highest and best use of pieces of land all over the United States. But most interestingly enough, it shows us which markets are going to peak in the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years, and what asset class that we should be investing in. So, for example, warehouses in Fort Worth. So I just want to kind of that with you guys. It's a software that anybody can use. I'm not selling it. You can go online and use it, but I'm collaborating with the CEO, Olivia Ramos, right now, and we have a fund where we're using this software to invest in different types of real estate based on artificial intelligence. And I think that's something that is really interesting in our space, right? Real estate hasn't really been intensely disrupted like other markets. And I think it's always good to try to be on the forefront of technology. So I just want to kind of leave you guys with that. And then that is my contact right there. So I made this on an Apple, so the formatting's a little bit off. It looked really pretty in my Mac, but I want to open it up very quickly for Q&As. I think I have time for like 1, maybe 2 questions, right? 1, maybe 2 questions. Does anybody have a question? Oh, the AI site is deepblocks.com. They're out of Miami. They're amazing. And if any of you guys have questions, or if you guys are interested in collaborating, we always love to collaborate with any sorts of investors, anybody that's interested on the deal side, on the cash side. We're here to collaborate with you. And I don't normally speak in public, so sorry if I stumbled on my words. I just really wanted to be of service here today. Anthony and Jason have helped us out a lot. They have a mastermind coming up. And if any of you guys are trying to get into the real estate game, or you're in it and you want to, really kill it this year, I think that's a great program to get involved in. So that's it. Thanks for letting me share, and have a wonderful, amazing day.
So good. What's up? How we feeling?